gives your life meaning? Is it something of physical nature or something that you cannot comprehend? Would you be content with your life if you could save someone from dying, but you took that person's place instead? If you were to die today, would you be happy with what has happened thus far? Or would you feel torment and anguish for what could have been something better in the long run? These questions are only some of the aspects that are perceived in today's review. What's up, guys? It's Kent from Spartan Media Reviews, here to review the anime Angel Beats. Does this show deserve a watch? Let's find out. Angel Beats takes place in an alternative reality, in which people who have died in saddening ways come to live life anew, as they aren't content with everything that happened before. However, our main protagonist, Otonashi, is an exception. Otonashi wakes up in this new world with no idea on how he came here or what is going on, and meets a girl named Yuri who is pointing a sniper rifle at the so-called god of this new world, Angel. We come to find out through some events that death is no longer a possibility in this new world, but disappearing without a trace still is, and Angel somehow is the cause of it through Yuri's eyes. Otonashi then joins Yuri's militia, the SSS, in order to challenge the god of this world. However, what follows throughout this series is something that Otonashi and the SSS will soon have to understand in order to come to terms with their past lives. Angel Beats has a lot of cool ideas and interesting themes going on in its 13-episode span, but fails horribly at the execution of said ideas. I actually found the pacing to be okay. However, the plot points are so jumbled and misplaced, it ruins the overall feel of the show. I will say that the story is an emotional one with a few tear-jerk moments. When it comes to the comedy throughout the show, it really didn't work at all, aside from the chair scenes in episode 5. 1 second something really important is happening, then it suddenly takes the comedic route, ruining the moments it had created a few minutes before. When it comes to the ending, I found it to be a double-edged sword. In one aspect, it did evoke an emotional reaction out of me, with episode 9 being the only other time this happened in the series. However, it didn't finish well at all. In all honesty, it felt forced in order to evoke a reaction out of its audience, which is something you shouldn't do. If you are trying to evoke an emotional reaction out of your audience, do it progressively with well thought out ideas instead of a quick jab here and there. Take the example of Your Lie in April. The ending produced an emotional reaction out of its audience, but no extra plot points were added to accomplish this. It started with something emotional in nature and built upon that to evoke an emotional response at the end. Overall, Angel Beats falls in the same category as PA Works' other series, Charlotte. Both encase a lot of interesting themes and both evoke emotion. However, they both fail at executing plot points correctly, which unfortunately destroys all the positives their stories had to offer. Angel Beats contains an enormous cast. However, due to the series only being 13 episodes in length, the characters are unable to develop into their full potential. Our main characters contain a lot of the same ideas, but fail at branching out at what they were at the beginning due to the late inclusion of added plot points. The supporting cast had its good and bad moments. I found that some of my favorite characters in Angel Beats were in the supporting role, while others never went anywhere aside from a few remarks here and there. The moments where our characters shined were when one-on-one interaction was present. This helped give insight into why our characters are here and what will help them rest in peace. This more often than not happened with our supporting characters, but episode 9 was probably the best example in developing a character. It gave us insight and backstory into what their reasons were for living, but it also provided an emotional connection on a variety of levels. Overall, I enjoyed watching the characters interacting together, and they could have turned into something a lot better. However, due to poor execution of the story's elements, Angel Beats characters, both main and supporting, fail at reaching their highest potential. Angel Beats was animated by PA Works and looks gorgeous. The backdrops throughout the show were crisp and detailed, the character designs were diverse, and the overall animation and choreography was great as well. It really gave off a visual novel style that even visual novel adaptations fail to do. When it comes to the opening and ending of the series, the opening animation has some very impressive integrated movement to give off a sense of Kanade's piano playing. Where both sequences shine is in their execution of adding more to the story. From the different sequences of each episode placed in the opening, to the different poses and placements of our characters in the ending, both the opening and ending added a little more variety to the average opening or ending we see in other series. Overall, PA Works did a fantastic job animating Angel Beats, as this is definitely the highlight of the series and one of the better animated series that I personally have seen. The soundtrack to Angel Beats is a breathtaking experience, to say the least. It really captured a style that I usually see in series like Guilty Crown and the Final Fantasy franchise. Having a few scores featuring pianos, organs, and a large amount of string instruments, Angel Beats is able to create a beautiful world around its animation. There are also plenty of other genres to Angel Beats that work really well with the series. Sometimes the show turns to a more fun-loving style of soundtrack for when comedy is present, but then transitions into something powerful and inspiring when a concert or something dramatic is taking place. I also also really loved both the opening and ending to the series. The opening in its own right is a beautiful work of art, combining a very inspiring sounding song along with impressive animation, while the ending provides a sense of closure and peace after each episode. When it comes to the voice acting, I watched the dub version done by Sentai Filmworks. Angel Beats sports an impressive cast lineup, but fails at executing dialogue correctly. A few examples can be seen in two of the main characters, Otanashi and Yuri, who were voiced by Brittany Karbowski and Blake Shepard. One of Blake's more impressive roles in my opinion was in Mawaru Penguin Drum. Not only did he do well executing dialogue, but he also added a more emotional connection to the viewer. With his role in Angel Beats, it sounded like he was just going through the motions, never providing that added emphasis to bring out the character's true feelings. The same can be said with Brittany Karbowski's portrayal of Yuri. Brittany Karbowski is a fantastic voice actress, being well known for her role as Misaka on Raildex and now Migi in Parasite. However, her portrayal as Yuri never provided any impact that we usually see in her roles. This could have been because of voice direction or something else, but the entire cast pretty much sounded like this. Overall, the soundtrack to Angel Beats is very grasping, while the dub is rather lackluster in terms of execution. Now, with everything that I have said, do I recommend watching Angel Beats? Yes. While its execution in both its story and characterization are deplorable, Angel Beats is still an enjoyable and emotional experience. Watch this series just for the animation alone, as there are some very impressive moments throughout the series. I really wish I could give this series a higher score, but unfortunately, if the story and characters are so poorly done, it really ruins the overall experience of the show. Spartan Media Reviews gives Angel Beats a final score of 6 out of 10 and an average recommendation. If you are interested in watching Angel Beats, you can check out the series for free over on Crunchyroll. Now, what are your thoughts on Angel Beats? Comment below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. You can also subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I would really appreciate that as well. Follow me on Twitter and Hummingbird to keep up to date with the current things that I am doing. And with all that said, I will catch you guys in my next review. Thank you for watching.